In April 2003, a young mountaineer and canyon lover, Aaron Ralston, heads to the Utah desert to walk through narrow sandstone slot canyons. An ordinary weekend, a short outing, a bit of adrenaline. But within a few hours he will be trapped, one-on-one with a rock, and will begin a desperate fight for life that will stretch for 127 hours. Aaron is an experienced enthusiast of mountains and canyons. He often went out alone, drawn to speed and self-reliance. But this time, he left no exact route for anyone. At the moment, it felt like a small detail. In one of the narrow sections, Aaron descends via stone steps, under his feet and hands, smoothed sandstone. He leans on a large rock, but the rock breaks loose and drops down with him. In the tight slot, the boulder wedges, and his right arm ends up pinned solidly against the canyon wall. At first it seems temporary. Aaron is sure he'll shift the rock and continue his route, but the boulder turns out not just a heavy rock. It's an immovable mass, jammed in the canyon's narrow throat. The first hours fly by in attempts to break free. Aaron tries to shove the rock, but its weight and size are too great. Trying to grind it with a small folding knife also doesn't work. Fingers start to go numb. Silence all around. No signal. He calls for help, but his voice dies in the stone walls. The water in his bottle is limited. Desert temperatures swing wildly. The hot sunny day soon turns into a cold evening. Gradually, Aaron begins to grasp the full seriousness of the situation. He is here, alone. No one knows where he is. The chance of a random encounter with other people is minimal. He builds a small shelf of stones for his foot, fixes his body position so he doesn't fall, preparing for the cold night, wrapping himself in a thin hiking jacket. The first night is a mix of hope for morning rescue and fear of having to stay here forever. Aaron begins to ration water and energy. Periodically, he records video messages on his camera, like a diary, to keep his thoughts in order and in case these turn out to be his last words. In the morning, new attempts. He sharpens the blade, tries to chip away parts of the boulder. Nothing works. Trying to use the rope also leads nowhere. Meanwhile, the water in the bottle drops, the food runs out, his strength dwindles. The arm grows increasingly numb. The pain subsides and returns in waves. Days pass one after another. Sleep comes only in short bursts. His water supply is running out. Thirst becomes unbearable. He resorts to desperate measures to keep his body alive. He drinks his own urine. By this point, Aaron is severely weakened, the sound of the desert wind echoing in his head. He knows he needs a solution. Another day, and he might not survive. A desperate idea begins to form in his mind. If his arm is already almost lifeless, is there a way to get rid of it? The thought sounds insane, but it's the only alternative, not to remain trapped here forever. On the sixth day, he makes up his mind. First, the bones are broken. Then, what can be cut is cut. He uses leverage to break the forearm bones. After that, he takes his multi-tool and does what not every surgeon would dare to do. Fear, pain, clouded consciousness. But now the arm is free. Free but badly weakened, he bandages up, pulls himself together, and rappels down with one hand. He gets out of the canyon and heads toward open ground. After several kilometers over the desert rocks, he meets a family of tourists on the way. They give him water and call rescuers. The sound of a helicopter over the canyon is like music. They take him and deliver him to doctors. He is alive. A story that began as an ordinary hike turns into a legend of survival, of willpower, ingenuity, and readiness to make impossible decisions. Aaron survived. After that came doctors, prosthetics, recovery. But the main thing is a new outlook on life. He returns to the mountains and even takes part in serious ascents. Aaron's story is not about heroism at any cost. It's a reminder about responsibility and the price of decisions, about preparation, and about how sometimes the mistake made before you start, not sharing your route, becomes the main risk. Aaron returned to the mountains, wrote a book, inspired thousands of people. In 2010, the feature film 127 Hours, based on Aaron's story, was released. And perhaps today, someone is planning a hike more carefully because they know his story. Remember, even if you're heading out for a short walk on the easiest trail, share your route and return time, even if you're going for just a couple of hours. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. See you soon. Subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. It means a lot to us.